What is going on? What is up, everyone? Welcome. Happy Monday to the Dream Wager, episode 268. This is Monday, May 8th, 2023. I am your host, D-Rock, and joining me, as always, my co-host ready to lead this ship, our NBA guru, partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Dill. Glad to be here on this Monday evening over an exciting weekend in sports, Dill. Exciting overall. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it was very exciting. Nice day we're having here on the East Coast as well.
Beautiful day. Beautiful. Back to back, by the way. So May's finally coming along. Not rain, not a little cold. Saturday was a little cold now, but Sunday and also today, feeling like June.
Oh, it was beautiful. Saturday, as you guys know, we were at UFC 288, so that was a hell of an experience. The crowd was electric. Sunday, behind home plate at Citi Field, we got smoked. But I told you, it was living lavish. It was classy people. We went down through the media where the players come in. We were in it with the common folk.
Come on now.
It was beautiful, man. You heard the umpire and the catcher talking. Best seats I ever had, but would have been better if the Mets actually were competitive this year. But you know how that goes. At least one of our teams are competitive. But on the NBA side, what a weekend it was in the NBA. Yesterday, in overtime, the Sixers tie up the series 2-2, even though I think it should be 3-1 right now. The Celtics dominated that game. I thought they let the 76ers right back in. And the Suns, they tie it. They take two at home, so it's all tied up. The Heat, they took a 2-1 game series. They smoked us on Saturday, and actually two blowouts on Saturday. Lakers winded up clipping the Warriors by 30 as well. So we'll start with the games that are going on tonight. Knicks, man, we were watching it in the bar, Elvis, and I knew from opening tip it just wasn't going our way. We just didn't have it that night. I think tonight is a must win. You can't go down 3-1. I thought Julius Randle was awful. If you look at the box score, they led the field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throws, rebounds, assists. They didn't have as many turnovers. They had more blocks. We're lucky we didn't lose by 40, to be honest. So it was just an awful game. Jalen Brunson, he was horrific. 0 for 5 from 3, 7 for 20 from the floor. Julius Randle, 10 points. That's not going to cut it. And I'm convinced Josh Hart's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I love him, Villanova cat. But I'm convinced Tibbs thinks like this guy because he does go off sometimes. So I'm convinced he thinks he's better than he actually is. He's a role player. Let's call it what it is. Josh Hart's a role player. He's not a starter just yet. So you know me, I said he was better than Lonzo. Remember we had that debate maybe a few years ago?
And then you came around, but Lonzo's been hurt ever since.
Yeah.
So I can't
really say. At least, I don't think that's fair. But I don't know. I just think Tibbs, he's playing his guys a little harder. And it's crazy. They're doing this without Tyler Hero. So I want to get your take. Big win for the Heat at home to take game 3, 105-86. What do you got?
Still, that was just out, just a clear-cut demolishment. Give the Heat credit, like you said, without Tyler Hero, the fact that they're able to look this, let's say, pristine offensively, because the Knicks are a good defensive ball club, Dale. We came in, remember we said last series against the Cavs, they were holding them under 100 points every game. The one game, 79 points, Dale. So we saw, the Tibbs and the Knicks be so well defensively. And to be honest, Dale, They can't match that same energy they were giving to the Cavs to the Heat. I don't know what it is, Dill. I don't know if it's matchup. I don't know if it's coaching, Dill. But y'all can't slow them down. Game 2, you did a pretty good job without Jimmy Butler, Dill. But still, it was still close enough. If y'all would have won Game 2 by like 20, same way like Golden State did the Lakers, I would be like, okay, there's a chance. But Dill, after what I saw in Game 3 Saturday, Dill, I hate to say this to you because you my boy. I love you. I love you, Dill. And I love the fact that you excited. Orange and blue skies. The Knicks made it to the second round. We didn't believe it was going to happen, but you did, my boy. And I'm glad that you got to experience that. But, Dill, from one friend to another, Dill, you got to come to the realization that the Miami Heat are just X amount of better without Tyler Hero, Dill. And that's what it comes down to, Dill. I think y'all get blown out once again tonight. I'm going to just go straight out for it, Dill. I think y'all get blown out tonight, and the series gets closed out in 5.
So to answer Joe's question in the chat, no 7 games. A part of me believes it could go 7 games, but like you said, from what we've seen in those losses and how competitive Miami was without Jimmy on the road, it doesn't look good for the New York Knicks right now. We won a series; it's a step up from previous years, but still got to get over that hump. And Miami Heat, they were trailing to the Chicago Bulls in the play-in game. This is a team that we've faded throughout the year and profited off of.
Yeah.
Now they upset Milwaukee. Granted, was without Giannis for most of the series, but regardless, they knocked off the number 1 seed. They knocked off a good Knick team. This team is getting hot, and it's all about runs. And
Still, can I say it? There's a small chance because I remember these two teams got a lot of. Let's just say it wasn't appreciation during the bubble. Is it a small chance? Because right now there's a chance still. Because the Lakers and Miami Heat face off. And to be honest, there's a good chance one of these teams represents their conference.
100%. But I would say I saw that today where there might be a rematch. And I said that's very plausible because I think the Heat are going to have time to rest their players as opposed to the 76ers in Boston, where I think that's a series that could go 7 games.
Yeah, that's the series that's definitely going 6.
Easy. Yeah, guaranteed. And the Lakers, if they go up 3-1, I think it's in the books. Like they're going to go to the next round.
Side note, I think this is a must-win for the Lakers because you don't want to 100%. You don't want to go into this back to Chase 2-2, and then 2 out of the 3 games are back in Chase Center.
Yeah, I agree. I think you put it in all today. Go up 3-1. They might get a game back at Chase Center, but then you come home and you close it out. But I agree. I just saw one note, though. According to the numbers, it was the least popular televised bubble championship as an NBA final. So I don't know if that's what people want to see. I know as basketball fans, it would be exciting to get a rematch of the bubble, but it was the least watched NBA finals in league history. I don't know how exciting someone is to be honest, it's not an exciting game the Miami Heat play. They play a physical, boring, slow type of game, but that's how they win. They're effective in that way. So game 4 is tonight, must win for the Knicks. Like you said, for the Lakers, what a performance for the Lakers. They wind up. You were saying while we were watching we were at UFC, you're like, I turned this shit off. Like this shit, they were up 30 at one point. So amazing game from AD again. Bron had an amazing game. D'Lo had 21 as well. He's stepping up.
With the first 11 buckets, he had 3 threes in a mid range. Still, I was like, whoa, Steve Kerr, timeout.
Lonnie Walker, Schroeder had a good game. That's what you need. They're deep team. And when they're deep and they're all clicking, I think they're a problem for anyone in the West. So what'd you make of the Warriors? What adjustments do they have to make tonight for game 4?
Still, I think the biggest adjustment they got to make is Draymond can't get in foul trouble. If Draymond Green gets in foul trouble, you could basically wrap the game up, though. Because even though Draymond is not looked at a top defender, that's their best defender, definitely in the paint against LeBron and AD, deal. Because Looney, he's a great rebounder, deal, but he can't see AD on a 1-on-1. And let's be honest, the Warriors can see LeBron on 1-on-1, but Draymond has the best chance to slow him down. So I think we got to see Steph be a little more aggressive as well, though. 20-ish points ain't gonna cut it. I think from here on out, we got to see Steph do what Devin Booker is doing and average above 35 points a game. Because I think if Steph doesn't go off tonight, game 5, game 6, I think the series might be over. Like I said, I think this is a must-win game for both sides, for the Lakers and the Warriors still. So I expect a huge game from Steph and Klay because I expect them, the big hitters, to be a little more aggressive. So I think Steve Kerr is going to give them more of a green light. Like, I want both of y'all to get at least 8-10 threes up in the first quarter. Like, I want y'all aggressive,
Yeah.
And then from the Lakers standpoint, though, LeBron, in the first quarter of the other day, though, he didn't attempt a shot. I don't think he attempted a shot till like the 6th, 8th minute in the second quarter, Dill. And then you saw him in the second and third quarter basically take over the game, and then it was over with 21 points, 10 in the second, 11 in the third. and basically the game is over. So I'm wondering if LeBron's still gonna let the game come to him, or if AD and D'Lo got it going again, he's just gonna take a back seat, or is he gonna come out and be a little more aggressive and insert himself in the game early?
Yeah, and you mentioned it with Draymond Green, excuse me. He only had one good game, and that was game 2 where they won, but he's been getting into foul trouble. JaMychal Green came back to earth as well. He only had 2 points. He had no rebounds. That can't happen. You need to get Looney in there. You need to get some rebounds and some points out of him. But other than that, who a guy I think needs to step up? Jordan Poole. Where's he been? He's been like the number 3. He's been MIA, not just this series, this postseason. He's been kind of MIA. So Wiggins took 2.5 months off. Not to say he purposely took that time off, but he took time away from basketball, and he's still the 3rd best option on this team. So I don't know. I think Andrew Wiggins is having a good season, but there's only can do so much. Steph's going to get his. I think he does need to be aggressive a little more. And Clay kind of cooled down after he had that one big night. But excuse me, I don't think I'm seeing a big game out of AD tonight. Usually that's him. He has a huge game, bad game, good game, bad game. So he had a good game. So I think tonight he's gonna have a bad game. Anything else you had, or any notes you had on this game before we move to Sunday's games?
No, we can move along, Bill. But one side note, Bill, I think AD breaks the streak of one game, one bad, one game, one bad. I think he breaks the streak tonight, Bill. I think he gives you not like a monster game, but not a bad game,
Yeah. Sunday, Sixers tie up the series 2-2 going to Boston now, 116-115. What is this rookie coach doing? You got 2 timeouts. Give your guys a chance to win the game. What are your thoughts real quick? I know the shot went in, but it was after the buzzer. He had 2 timeouts left. He had fouls to give. You just got to give your team a chance. And maybe that's the inexperience of him coaching in the postseason, but I don't know. It just, why am I going to just let it run and have the 2 timeouts in my pocket? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that real quick?
Dill, I was watching the game, and to be honest, the way the flow of the game was going, I had no issue with it. It seemed like they already had an idea what play it was. And to be honest, Dill, it was just a second too late. They executed the play to perfection. Let's just be real, Dill. The play was called and it was executed, no time needed.
But my thing was in the time, in a buzzer beater situation, not this play, but who on that team are you want the last shot to go to? Either Tatum or Brown, correct?
To be honest, Dill, yes, I agree with you. Yes, you want your best players taking the shot, but we all know Marcus Smart could hit. He could hit those 3. Al Horford, I wouldn't mind Big Al taking the last shot personally. Derek Williams, he has his makes or miss, But I live with whoever takes the shot, Dill, because I think Boston's that good. Even Malcolm Brogdon, he's pretty good, Dill. So I understand from that perspective, you want to design a play where your best player gets the shot, but Dill, that play that they executed was run to perfection, and they were just a 0.8 of a second too late. Yeah. Dill, if it was just an extra second on the clock, they win this game. They're up 3-1, Dill. We having a totally different conversation, Dill. So me personally, I have no problem with it just because they were just a second too late. The whatever play he called was ran to perfection, Dill. Let's just be honest. So I have no problem with it. And then on the other side, we've seen 2 games get won by Philly when James Harden goes for over 40 points. We saw without Joel Embiid in game 1, James Harden take over and hit a few shots up in Boston and go out game 1 with a victory. Game 4, we've seen James Harden do it once again, deal with another monster performance, game-winning 3 in the corner. It's like AD, Dill. Could we see that James Harden every night the same way could we see game 1 AD every night? Because that's the question, Dill. If you tell me James Harden is going to give you 30-plus points a game and Joel Embiid is going to chip in with 32 and 12 himself, hey, the 76ers are going to the finals still. Yeah. But if you're telling me one night James Harden is going to give you 42 and 10, and then the following night he's going to give you 12 and 4, you're not going nowhere with that, Dill. So if James Harden is going to give me 30-plus points and 10-plus assists, games 5 and 6, Philly's winning the series at 6 still. But I think that's the X factor. I already know what Joel is going to give me. Jason Tatum is playing a little bit off. I'm concerned about that because those are 2 back-to-back games he's been a little slow in. But give Philly credit, though. They won a must-win game. I just can James Harden keep it up and, build it up and give you another game like that in Game 5.
I just don't think they should have even been in that position to begin with. They were up 10-11 with 3 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go. And here come the 76ers. And granted, like you said, hell of a performance by James Harden. Again, 42 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, just lighting up the scoreboard. So I don't know. To answer Joe's question in the chat, you guys don't favor a team coming out of this Boston Philly series.
I'll go first, Joe. I apologize.
Yeah.
Joey, to answer your question, I favor Boston for one main reason. Joel Embiid, as of right now, do have a small tear in his right knee. Even though he gave us a monster performance in Game 4, as you saw in Games 2 and 3, that's not the same MVP Joel that we saw during the regular season. Game 4, he didn't play without his knee brace. So maybe that, freed him up a little bit, give him a little lateral motion, just a little bit, Dill and Joey. But maybe if he didn't have the injury, maybe I would have leaned with 76ers. Because remember, Dill, preseason, I had 76ers Denver Nuggets as the finals. I thought it was going to be the battle of the big man. And I still think if Joel Embiid was healthy, I would have rolled with the 76ers. But I think it's Boston series to lose. They've got to just win 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 are at home. And I just got to see which James Harden I'm going to get in Game 5, Game 6, and 7. Because if he's just going to average 15 points a game, the series is over. He's going to give me 30-plus points a game. 76ers have a shot.
And I guess my reasoning is, I guess I favor the Heat a little more than both of them, is the consistency part. They're more consistent. You know what you're going to get night in and night out from not just the starting 5, the role players, the coaching staff. You know what you're going to get, as opposed to Philly and Boston, who are very up and down streaky performances. But when they're on, they're a top 2, top 3 team. They're one of the best in the league, which is why they are where they are. I like Boston to come out of this series. I just think they have more talent. They should be up 3-1. They let it slip away on the road. But yeah, I think James Harden needs to step it up. If he doesn't have 42, they get blown out. They need James Harden to have a good game every game. They don't need Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum to have a good game every game for them to win. They're deeper, which is why I favor Boston coming out of this. Excuse me, this series. Just this fucking Chipotle is coming up, kid. I'm telling you. But other than that, the other game yesterday, little chippy. I'm glad they came out and said no suspension. We had a Grammy Oscar award winner with the Suns owner. He fucking flopped. I'm all for the player safety as well. Should have never touched the ball or put his hands on Joker, and he retaliated. Good. I appreciate it, to be honest. But what a night for Devin Booker. I feel like that we're a broken record. That's all we talk about, is because it's him. He is him. Devin Booker and KD, again, 36 apiece. Man, DeAndre Ayton had a little more rebounds. I'll give him that. He actually rebounded the ball a little better, still under 10, which is sad. But other than that, man.
To be honest, I think that dude Glendale was honestly, or Landale, is actually motivating him, Dill, because he's taking some of those Ayton minutes now, and I know Ayton is feeling it. Ayton got a tech on the bench yesterday, Dill.
Because he's talking, yeah.
So I think it gives him a little more fire up to knowing that, hey, my backup, he's actually getting, the crowd going, So, and I think Monty sees that as well, Dill, because Lendell, he's giving you some great minutes. Had a couple offensive rebounds, couple lay-ins, couple tip backs. So I like the way he's performing, and I think him going in, doing a little damage, with an offensive rebound, a lay-in, a put-in, it motivates Ayton a little bit. Like, I got to be better than him, because if not, my minutes are going down.
Yeah, and besides Ayton, Cameron Payne and Akjubi, they were the only ones in negative plus minus. Landale was plus 16 from the floor. He had 8 points, 5 boards, and an assist. So he is taking, he's playing 20, 21 minutes a game. He's taking some minutes away from Ayton. So they could get a little more production. We'll see. We know Jamal Murray, he had a great game. Was it 20? Yeah, 28, 5, and 7. Joker, fucking 53 points, man, and an L. So Michael Porter Jr. needs to step up. He hasn't really done that much. Caldwell Pope, Aaron Gordon, 11 points not going to do it for you. You need a little more. So both teams won both of their games at home. So we will see what is some adjustments Denver needs to make going back home now.
Yeah, I think like you said it right there at the end of the statement, Bill. I think Aaron Gordon, KCP, and Michael Porter Jr. just have to play better. They have to hit more shots. Still, Aaron Gordon kind of, his offensive game kind of stood in Denver. Bill, he didn't take that offensive game. Wasn't as efficient in Phoenix as he was in Denver. Michael Porter Jr. We haven't, like I said, I think he's good for one game or two with like a 25 point game or more. And I think we got to see that in Denver. I think Game 5 and Game 7, we need Michael Porter Jr. to, light it up. I'm not saying give you 30-plus points, but he needs to join the party with at least, 18, 20 points, which he's capable of doing, Bill.
Yeah.
And I think he has to also be a little more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. He got the length. It's just does he have the – and I'll be honest, he should be able to guard up Kevin Durant for at least 10 minutes a night. He got the size. He got enough bricks in his back pocket. He definitely outweighs Kevin Durant. So I think he can help Aaron Gordon on that side of the ball as well. But overall, give credit to the Phoenix Suns. They played – well, to be honest, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker played a tremendous game, and then Landry Shamet basically called game in the fourth quarter. Dill, I said in the beginning of the series, the difference between the Nuggets and the Suns is the role players and the bench play. And in Game 4, the Suns bench outscored Denver's 40-11. If that's going to keep happening, this series is over, Dill. The Suns are going to win it in 6. They're going to win 4 straight. So if some of these role players don't start contributing, like KCP, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., my boy Bruce Brown, they don't start giving points off the bench, still Phoenix might run away with it. And to be honest, I'm kind of starting liking the flow and the pace of they're playing at without Chris Paul. And I think that might be something brewing as well, though, because when Chris Paul gets back and this offense doesn't flow the same, I understand they were at home, but they were flowing, though, especially, they were giving and go Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So if I'm Monty Williams in the front office, I'm saying CP3, you're out for the series.
Yeah, and I also think they have to lock up a little more defensively, switch some things up, and especially on the Nuggets side of the ball, maybe they get after and fuel after Joker, got the technical. I don't even think he should have got a technical, to be honest. But
no, that was straight bullshit. Real quick, let me touch on that subject. I don't think Joker should have got fined. He didn't get suspended. He ended up getting a $25,000 fine. And at the end of the day, I understand that's the owner. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't have any more privilege than the common fan that's paying for those seats. So he shouldn't be reaching for the ball. He shouldn't be smacking the ball out of Joker's hand. And to be honest, he lucky the elbow wasn't a little higher and hit him across the face, to be honest with you, in my opinion. So I have no issue with it. I'm kind of upset that the NBA fined the Joker and not fined. Well, as of right now, the owner is not fined. But come on, he reached for the ball. And like the Joker said, he was just trying to get a 5-4 advantage, which was possible if bro didn't knock the ball out of Joker's hands.
And to be honest, I think one of the fans got thrown out, and he didn't get thrown out. Yeah. One of the fans got thrown out for like touching the ball or getting some way in the scuffle.
No, that's the owner of the building. You can't throw the ball.
That's the thing. He shouldn't even be allowed in the building. But
to be honest, if I'm the owner, y'all try to kick me out, everybody get out my stadium.
Joe has a question for you. What's a bigger matchup for KD, playing against LeBron and the Lakers or Curry and the Warriors?
For Kevin Durant,
it has to be the Lakers.
Yeah. Right? For Kevin Durant, it will be LeBron, just because, who we've been debating for the last 13 years who's better, LeBron or KD. We never debate who's better, LeBron or Steph. It's just who had a better career, We all know LeBron is X amount better than Steph Curry, but does everybody agree with that LeBron is X amount better than Kevin Durant? No. And another thing, I know some people in the media will say, oh, Steph won a ring without Kevin. Kevin haven't won shit without Steph. But to be honest, Steph and Kevin never really had a rivalry. At one point, Kevin Durant and LeBron was going at it for, especially in that 2011 finals against the Thunder. And it was a small rivalry there, so who's the best player in the NBA? So for Kevin Durant, I think it will be LeBron. But if for the media and the NBA, I think they would like to see Golden State versus the Phoenix Suns.
Oh yeah, they would love that.
But Kevin Durant wise, him personally, his own personal challenge, LeBron.
Especially when KD last time I think they versed him in a meaningful game, pulled up right in front of him, and that was a dagger.
Yeah,
he needs that back, LeBron. Over to the gridiron. Good week for us. USFL sweep the board, go 3-0. Houston 41-16. Keep the points, Elvis, outright.
Plus 115, Dale. We was on it.
We were on that one. Philadelphia Stars, frauds. Memphis Showboats, keep the points too, baby. They get their first win of the year. 29-10 over Michigan on the road as well. Oh my God, this fucking hot sauce is going crazy. +7 kept the points as there. They were outright dogs as well. Unfortunately, our boys, the New Jersey Generals, they didn't get the job done. Close game though. 20-17. New Orleans remains undefeated, 4-0. They cover the 2.5 by
Vegas made a call.
Yep. And those were all my games. But then the last game, Birmingham Stallions, they take care of business against the Pittsburgh Muelers. Pittsburgh does cover, though. They were +7.5, +8 underdogs. So Birmingham did not cover, but they do get the win. So they are 3-1. And we got some good matchups here for next week. We got Pittsburgh on the road taking on Michigan. Houston taking on Birmingham. That should be a good game. Jersey versus Philadelphia, the battle of the Turnpike. And New Orleans, they're going to destroy Memphis. 4-0 against 1-3 Memphis. How you doing? So should be a fun week in the USFL. Elvis, last 7 days, how was your weekend betting wise?
Still, I'm gonna be honest. Football. MLB kind of fucked me. I think I went 1-4 the other day in the diamond. The only thing that hit was the Red Sox money line. Usual made stuff. Over the weekend went 3-1 in the NBA, so that was good. But everything else, fade your boy. UFC, horrible night. So last 7 days, 11-15. NBA wise, I'm up. Everything else down. So
basically, what you're telling people, fade you everything else, back you in NBA.
The NBA, yeah, 3-1 in 3-1 NBA this weekend. Everything else, I think I went like 1-8, 2-8. Yeah.
37-30 last 7 days for your boy, up 6 units. So pretty good weekend, I would say. Saturday I had a better day. Yesterday 7-7. I hit even. It was a split. So overall, we are profitable on the weekend, which is all we like to see. But Elvis, let's get into it. Let's go to the baseball. We have 11 games on the slate for today. And we will start in St. Louis, where the Cardinals are hosting the Detroit. Oh, no, that was the wrong game. Jesus Christ. We'll start with Cleveland. The Guardians hosting the Detroit Tigers. The Guardians -$2, +168 for the Tigers. Over under is at 8. What do you got for this one?
Dill, no official play with me here, Dill, but I'm going to have to lean the under 7.5 in this one, Dill. Like I said, I think both offenses are still struggling just a tad. And I'm going to lean the under, Dill. No official play. Like I said, your boys just anything other than basketball is a no-touch zone.
Yeah, I took the under as well. Both teams bottom half of the league. 29th ranked offense for Cleveland, 27th for Detroit. They've been on a little roll, though. I know they lost yesterday, but 8-2 in their last 10. They might be live here. I think it's worth a flyer, but I do like the under. The under at home for Cleveland, 4-11 towards the under. They're just a dead under team. You got wins coming in as well. So I agree with you. I do like the under for the first game. Let's go out to PNC Park. Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Colorado Rockies. Pittsburgh Pirates -180 on the money line, +152 the other way for the Colorado Rockies. Over under is set at 8.5. How do you like this one, kid?
So, to be honest, you got to go with Pittsburgh in this one. I'm not going to put them on the money line at -180. It's just a little too rich, in my opinion, Dill. The run line at +118 is tempting, but I'm going to lean them on the money line, Dill. I do like them, but at -180 is a little too chalky.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't touch it. I gun to my head, I like Pittsburgh, but maybe a parlay piece. I don't think Colorado's live, especially on the road. Let's go to the next game. Two there's only about 5 teams with 20 wins in the MLB, and 4 of them are in the AL East, and none of them are the New York Yankees. Oh, that was so satisfying to say. I had to say it. The Tampa Bay Rays are on the road in Baltimore. The Orioles are home puppies, plus 158, minus 188 for the other side. Shan McClanahan going for the Rays. Kyle Gibson going for the Orioles. Over under is at 8.5. How do you like this one, kid?
Dill, you gotta respect McConaughey on the other side, Dill. If he wasn't on the mound, I would have, to be honest, I would have took that plus money with the Baltimore. But he's a stud. So you gotta respect it. So I'll lean the first 5 minus half a run with the Tampa Bay Rays, but I'll also lean full run line with Baltimore for full game at plus 1.5. I think they're gonna lose in a 1-run game, Dill. It's just with McCallaghan. He's just a stud, Dill. So I ended up staying away, but I do have those 2 leans. First 5 Tampa, and then full game run line Baltimore.
Yeah, McClanahan 6-0 on the season, 2.02 ERA. He's just been lightening up. I kind of like the over just because we have 2 top 10 offenses. They've been hitting the shit out of the ball. Both are over teams. Over is 20-13 at home for the Orioles. So you got wins going out over there in Camden Yards. So I think we could see, I know we have good pitcher on the mound for McClanahan, but I think the Rays could tack on some runs for Gibson. So I'm going to lean over in this one. Let's go out to the Bronx, where the New York Yankees are taking on the Oakland Athletics. The Yankees minus 198 at home, plus 166 for the Athletics. Over under is again at an 8.5. Playing anything here?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean the under, though. You know, the Yankees, they suck. They're just not it. Like you said, the worst team in the AL East, no doubt about it. And then it's Oakland. If they were facing any other team, if they were facing, like the Mariners, even the Cincinnati Reds, I would have said, you know what, you got to sprinkle something on the money line. But it's the Athletics still, so you know what, you can't do that. But so it would have shocked me if the Yankees lose this game.
Yeah, no play in this. If anything, I lean under as well. Under Yankees have the best record toward the under in this season. They're like at a 70% clip right now. So lean under. Nestor Cortez is going for the Athletics. It's just if JP Sears gets blown up, it could be a shit show for them. But yeah, that's kind of how I would play it as well. Let's go out to Wrigley, where the Chicago Cubs are hosting the St. Louis Cardinals, Cubs minus 126 on the money line, plus 108 for the Cardinals. Over under is at 7. Kind of lean the Cubs here. My boy Marcus Stroman, man, he's just carried over from the WBC, man. He started over there. He was fantastic for Puerto Rico, and he's just come over here, and he's just been dominant. I know the record 2-2, but 2.18 ERA, shutting people down. He's not walking. He's a ground ball pitcher. And for a place like Chicago, where you got a lot of wins, it's not going to be windy today over there. But against the Cardinals, who 2-8 in their last 10, something is definitely wrong with this team. Miles Mikolas is unbackable either. He's 1-1. He almost has a 6-point ERA. Chicago, top 5 hitting team. I like the Cubs at this short price at home. So that's how I'm rolling with this game. How about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean the Cubs as well, though. I think it's you got to be on that side. St. Louis Cardinals are just, to be honest, they're just bad. I ain't expecting them to be this bad. I know you didn't either, though. But 11-24, I think you just gotta fade them from here on out, though. This might just be one of the worst teams in baseball.
Yeah, I have a ticket for the Cardinals to win the NL Central. Not looking good. I'll tell you that much. Let's go out to Milwaukee, where the Brewers are hosting the LA Dodgers. The Brewers minus 122 at home. On the other side, the Dodgers plus 104 on the road. Over under is set at 8.5. I'm going to take the Brew Crew here. I know we don't like to do that, but I'm going to fade the Dodgers. They just played extra innings, Sunday night baseball. Now they have to travel. It's a travel situation. Freddie Peralta, he's been actually really good this season. Tony Gonsolin just came back. He's on a pitch count. I'm going to fade the Dodgers playing and traveling situation. Brewers, they're a decent team at home, 9-6, where the Dodgers on the road, they're a 500 team. I'll take a shot. I'll get me the Brew Crew here on the money line, minus 122. What do you got?
Yeah, I kind of want to fade you in this situation, though. I like the Dodgers at plus 102, though. Brewers, every time I back them, they screw me. So if I fade, will they finally win one? Let's give it a shot, Dill. Give me the LA Dodgers on the money line at plus 104, Dill.
You and Joe on the same thing. Good. And he also said the Rockies are better in person. Yeah, that's true, but they were playing the Mets. The Mets are fucking dog shit right now. Chicago White Sox on the road taking on the Kansas City Royals. The White Sox minus 132 on the road. Home puppies for the Kansas City Royals plus 112. Over under is at 8.5. It kind of feels like my favorite play. Like this is one of the ones I was most confident on. I like the under 8.5. Dylan Cease, he's been fantastic. This team is just garbage. They can't hit for him. So I'm gonna take the under 8.5. The Royals, they don't really hit the ball that well. They are ranked offensively 22nd in the league, 20th for the Chicago White Sox, and the Royals are just an under team, 17-16 towards the under this season. And I know Zach Greinke's on the mound, but at home he's a little better. So think he'll be able to limit the bats of the White Sox a little bit. So I'm going to go under 8.5 in this one. How about you?
Dill, no opinion, but you know how I feel about Zach Greinke, so it's hard to fade him. But to be honest, I think Chicago sneaks one out here. Two bad teams. Zach Greinke on the mound, he's a legend. But to be honest, I think Chicago rolls with it.
Yeah, I agree right there. Let's go on to Los Angeles. A few games left. The Angels at home puppies against the Houston Astros. Astros minus 126 on the road, plus 108 for the LA Dodgers. Over under is at 9. This was a stay away game for me. I had really nothing. How about you?
Dill, give me the Houston Astros on the money line at minus 125. Dill, it just. I know Houston's been struggling, Dill, but to be honest, I just think they could get some runs off Sandoval, Dill. So it wouldn't shock me if they'd be able to put up, a couple of runs in the first 5, Dill. So give me Houston on the money line at minus 125, Dill.
All right, let's go out to the desert. Arizona Diamondbacks at home taking on the Miami Marlins. The D-backs minus 205 on the money line. Miami Marlins plus 172 on the other side. Over under another 8.5. You got to think Zach Gallen here gets the job done. Braxton Garrett, he's okay, not the best on the road. Maybe you want to look towards a walk prop. He walks a lot of batters. Zach Gallen, maybe you want to look at a strikeout prop for Zach Gallen. He's been fantastic for the Arizona Diamondbacks this year. I understand the price. I just can't lay $2 with the Diamondbacks right now. So maybe another parlay piece, but yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling the game. How about you?
I gotta lean the under 8.5, Dill. It's a pitcher ballpark. Think Miami could put up a lot of runs. I don't think so. And I think Arizona just, minus 202 on the money line. That's just too rich for my blood. I do think they could take care of business still, but if anything, I think the best value play will honestly lean the under.
All right. And then 2 games left. We'll go out to Seattle. The Mariners are hosting the Texas Rangers. Mariners minus 190 at home, plus 160 for the Texas Rangers. That just literally had to move because I'm on the Rangers here at plus 154, but I'll take the plus 160. I think that's way too big. I'm a big fan of Logan Gilbert, but I don't think there's much difference from him and John Gray right now, to be honest. ERA is kind of similar. Rangers, they're a better team right now. They're a top 5 offense. Meanwhile, the Mariners, offensively, they rank in the bottom 5. They're not the best. They're dealing with some injuries right now. They've won 4 of the last 5. They're trying to come around things, but I just think Texas is overall a really good team. I know they're on the road, but on the road, they're 9-6. Give me a Texas Ranger. I just think based on the number, they're too big of an underdog. So plus 160 for the Rangers. How about you?
To be honest, I gotta lean with you on this one as well. I think the Rangers are just a better club. I don't honestly the plus 145 don't make sense to me. I understand they're on the road deal, but I don't think they should be that big of a dog, especially in Seattle. So I gotta lean on the Rangers though.
All right, and the last game in the Bay Area, San Francisco Giants taking on the Washington Nationals. San Francisco is throwing Anthony Disclafani, no relation to Joey in the chat. JV Irvine is going for the Nationals. The Giants minus 230 on the money line, plus 190 the other way for the Nationals. Over under is at 8.5. How are you going to play this one? Last game,
Dill, to be honest, Giants, they're not that good. I kind of tempting on Washington at plus 185 because I don't think the Giants deserve to be a $2 favorite anytime, anywhere, especially at home, Dill. So to be honest, I think Washington. I think you got to sprinkle something on the money line there, Dill. Wouldn't shock me if they'd be able to sneak one out, but the line don't make sense to me in my opinion. I don't think San Francisco should be a $2.25 favorite.
Yeah, I agree. And you don't want to be laying over $2 with the Giants.
Like
And
this is like,
the Nationals are a sneaky club.
bro, this is so tempting, Dill, just because I don't think Giants are a good team. I understand Washington ain't a good team, but at plus 185, you're getting such great value there.
You just got to play the numbers sometimes.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Elvis, good luck on the diamond. Hopefully you start to become a little more profitable. And Joe in the chat, Disclofani, his last name Disclofani. Gotta love it. Before we get over to the hardwood, let me tell you guys about our presented sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted number one, not number two, not number three, number one hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or in Elderberry watching NBA playoffs. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle but refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, let's get to it. We got 2 games on the slate today. New York Knicks taking on the Miami Heat. Game 4. Heat leading 2-1. They are laying 4.5 at home. Over under is at 209.5. Elvis, any luck for my New York Knicks?
No, Dill, it's over, Dill. Give me the Miami Heat minus 4.5 at home, and then give me Jimmy buckets over 20.5 points. First of all, people, this is the original Devin Booker. Round 1, this was Devin Booker. So I think Jimmy Butler. We saw him play the other night. Wasn't 100%, but looked pretty good. I think he'll be 100% tonight, or damn near close. I think we go back. He smells the blood, though. He smells the blood. He knows he could seize this series right now, taking care of business at home, and I think he comes out being aggressive, gives you about 15, 20 first quarter points. Give me the over, Jimmy Butler, 20.5 points, and give me Miami minus 4.5. And I'm going to sprinkle something on the Miami to win by 11 plus points at plus money.
I love it. Joe is giving me some hope. I got the Knicks tonight in Miami. It's a do or die. They need to win tonight. Elvis is saying the series is over. It damn well might be if they lose tonight, going back 3-1. Yeah, they might win a courtesy game in the Mecca, but once they go back to the 305, it's over. They can't win on the road. I do worry about them. But I'm going to take Julius Randle. Obviously, I'll take the points with the Knicks. I think they come out a little aggressive here, and they need to, because if they don't and they sit back and they start missing shots and they start turning the ball over, it's going to be a very long night. So I expect Julius Randle to have a big game. I'm going to go over 8.5 rebounds for Julius Randle. He hasn't had the offensive production we're accustomed to seeing. He's an all-star this year, but he's been great on the glass. Last 2 games he's played, he's had 12 and 14 rebounds. So, I think this is a good spot for Randle to keep up the production on the glass. Tibbs, he's cut the minutes of Robinson as well. He's getting into foul trouble. So Julius Randle needs to be that big man. Miami Heat, they're an average rebounding team, but they're below average defensive rebounding. So in 6 games the Knicks have played against the Heat, Randle's averaging 9.3 rebounds per game. He's gone over this number in 4 of 6 games. In a must-win game 4, bearing the injury to his ankle, I expect Randle to be out there every minute he can. So I'm going to go over 8.5 rebounds for Julius Randle at minus 105. And I'm going to take Josh Hart over 11.5 rebounds and assists. He's hit this in 6 of his last 10 games. If we want to go just playoffs, he's hit this in 4 straight, 5 of his last 8 games in the playoffs. And against the Miami Heat, He's hit this in 3 of 3 games. He does everything. He's at a 20-point game. He's at a 14. So these are just rebounds and assists. I think he's going to help Julius Randle as well. So I like it. I think the number's small. It's a little chalky at -132, but I like Josh Hart over 11.5 rebounds and assists. And I'm also going to take Julius Randle over 8.5 rebounds. Nightcap game, we got the Los Angeles Lakers hosting the Golden State Warriors. Must-win game for both, we said. Golden State +120 on the road, -142 for the Lakers at home. Over-unders at 228. Elvis, how you playing this one?
Jill, after that dominant performance Saturday night, I gotta go with the Los Angeles Lakers at home. So give me the Lakers on the money line at -136 because I do expect the Warriors to come out with a little better game plan offensively because we saw in the second quarter the game was basically over late in the second quarter. So let's just be real. They couldn't get no offensive flow going. I do expect Steph to be a little aggressive. I wouldn't touch his point prop at 30.5 because he averages around 24, 25 points against LeBron. They play him very well, especially with Austin Reeves and Jared Vanderbilt and Dennis Schroeder. They're playing Steph very well. So give me the Lakers on the money line. Then give me Klay Thompson over 21.5 points. I think he skyrockets over this amount, though. It wouldn't shock me if he goes to 28, 30 points. Remember, he's a huge Laker fan, big Kobe fan. His dad was the #1 draft pick for the Lakers, who works for the Lakers as of right now, Dill. I think he's going to go in and show out in a must-win game, Dill. I know we seen Klay come up big in the playoffs throughout all of these seasons. I think we have another huge playoff game by Klay, but I don't think that'll be enough. Give me the Lakers to win. Klay Thompson over 21.5 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lakers as well. First half, I kind of like it a little better than the full game because I do expect a bounce back spot for the Warriors. Got some player props for you as well in this one. Andrew Wiggins over 5.5 rebounds. We know Looney, he's been the rebounding leader, not just for this team, but he's leading the playoffs in rebounds. But his minutes have been shrunk a little bit. Wiggins, he's been the huge help that the Warriors have needed this postseason, especially on the glass. His last 2 games, he's averaging 6.5 rebounds. He had 9 the other night in game 3. He averages 9.5 rebound chances in the last 2 games and converted on 68% of them. He's gone over this rebound prop in 6 straight games, including 7 rebounds in 5 of those 6 games. So he's being the extra hand for Looney that they need on the glass. I think we see another big night for Andrew Wiggins on the glass. So I'm going to go over 5.5 rebounds and 2 more in this game. I got LeBron James under 2.5 3-pointer made. You could get that at -120. We just got to fade him right now. In the playoffs, he is 30%. He's just not doing it right now. He's gone over this number 3 times in the last 11 games. So he's not it right now. And I think we're getting a very discounted price because LeBron James, we've seen it. It's been a theme. He's not that aggressive. He's giving it to AD. He's giving it to Reeves. He's giving it to Shooter and other players. Rai Hachimura is having a good series. So D'Lo, exactly. So he's taking a back seat, I would say, but his team is still doing well. His team doesn't need him to do that. So I'm going to go under 2.5 threes for LeBron, and you're not going to like this one, but I'm going to go under 24.5 points for Anthony Davis. It's the zigzag theory.
I understand that, Dill, but I'm going to let you know right now, you have the Lakers winning outright, correct?
Gun to my head, I would pick the Lakers, but I don't have a play.
Okay. Because I was about to say, if you did play the Lakers to win,
then I would never play that. Yeah. It's not correlated. I understand. Yeah, I don't have a play.
No, because when you said first half, I thought you.
That's how I would play it. Yeah. I would get in and get out. No play on the game officially. I do lean Lakers first half, but that's about it. That's the only thing I would play.
You think Golden State ties it up?
I do think Golden State ties it up, to be honest.
Wow.
I do.
To be honest, I just feel like Golden State's going to go back, blow them out game 5, and then Lakers in 6. That's what I think. I think they're losing a nip and tuck game tonight. Like
Yeah.
something like we saw game 1. Lakers have a lead, Warriors come back, but somehow Lakers sneak it out with like a 4 or 5 point victory.
It's possible, but if we see a big game and hopefully they get production from these role players like a Wiggins, like Looney, like Poole. Let's wake up, fucking
They need
Poole.
Poole. They need Poole to have a game. They need Poole to give you around at least 4 threes, 18 plus points. At
They
least.
need that. And if they don't, they're gonna lose. So those are the player props for tonight. Elvis, anything for Wednesday real quick, or Tuesday, excuse me.
Yes, Dill. Real quick, Dill.
Yeah.
No player props as of right now.
Yeah.
But I do lean Joel Embiid over points and rebounds just because I also think James Harden is going to go back down to earth and not give you a productive, huge game in Game 5 in Boston. But I do expect Joel Embiid and some of these role players to have a huge game. So give me the 76ers plus 7. To be honest, I don't think the Boston should be a 7-point favorite at home. I understand they blew him out game 2, but that was the first game Joel Embiid back. I expect him to perform much better than he did in game 2, and I expect James Harden to have a little better game than he did in game 2 in Boston as well. And then give me Phoenix plus 5.5. I think Phoenix, I'm not going to say they're going to go out there and win the game or win the series still, but I think they found something offensively that, is working a little bit. I like, the deeper rotation. I like Landry Shamet getting more minutes. TJ Warren, Tony Craig, they all got minutes yesterday, though. We didn't see that the first 2 games of the series, or even against the Clippers. We didn't see them guys get 6, 8 plus minutes in a ball game. Now we're seeing it, and I think it's gonna help, especially in the rotation. So give me Phoenix plus 5.5 on the road, game 5.
Yeah, the only thing I would really lean player prop wise, excuse me, that's been cashing. Malcolm Brogdon over his points, rebounds, and assists. He's usually shitting at like 20 and a half, 21. He's hit this in 8 of his last 10. He's hit this in 5 straight. He does it all. He'll get 6 rebounds. He'll give you 15 to 20 points, and he'll get you a couple rebounds as well. So just look at his numbers. He's going over his points, rebounds, and assists. He had 29 combined last game, 24, 31, 26, 23. Just think it's a good matchup for him against the 76ers coming off the bench. Another player I would take advantage of his par points, rebounds, and assists is Marcus Smart, sitting at 20 and a half at minus 120. He's hit this in 9 of his last 10 games. He's gone over in 6 straight. And he's gone over this in 6 straight against the the 76ers. So we saw last game. He had a great game, 21 points, 5 boards, 6 assists or something. He ended with 21 or 31 combined. So he's another guy you could take advantage of. Also for the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum's assists. I think I said it a few podcasts ago. It's always around that 4.5, 5.5 mark. Like I'm looking right now, it's at 4.5. A little juicy at minus 130, but he's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games. And against the 76ers this season, he's hitting this at 75%. So he'll get, by the way, his rebounding has been he picked up a lot. He had 18 boards the other night, Jason Tatum. So look, those are some trends. I usually take 5 to 6 players, and whatever they've been doing, I get like a nice 7 to 10 day sample or game sample size, and I just track it and monitor it each game. And then that's how I kind of have like my little graph and whatnot. So you got to take advantage. You don't want to keep spreading yourself out. But yeah, those pars for Malcolm Brogdon and Marcus Smart have been extremely profitable. So you want to take advantage of that. But Elvis, that's going to do it. We have boots on the ground for game 4 at the Rock Prudential Center. The New Jersey Devils versus the Carolina Hurricanes. I will be with Joey. We won yesterday, game 3, 8-4. We need to tie it up, baby. But that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Going to Myrtle Beach the rest of the week. What do you got going on? Yep, taking a little vacation.
So, I'm just going to be working, doing my thing, handling some business, on and off. And then I got one last question, though, before we get off the show. Just because I'm surprised you didn't touch up on it. He's your favorite player as of right now. How do you feel about Bronny James and him committing to the University of Southern California?
I love it. Another reason why LeBron's the GOAT, he's persuading his son to go to school. Good parent, good father to look up to. I I've been I've been a Bronny James fan since Sierra Cannon. I'm pumping it now. So when he does get into the league, I've been saying I've been a Bronny fan for years now, but love the move. I thought he was going to go to Ohio State just because his dad's a huge Buckeye fan, but
To
I
me,
get
that
it.
didn't really make sense because, I think him personally, he would want his dad to come watch, his mom, his
Yeah,
sister, his
it
brother.
makes sense.
They're not
USC's
going
right
to
there.
they're not going to Ohio to be like, oh yeah, you got 3 games in a row. Let's just go.
It made kind of sense. He's from Akron. He's from
Yo,
Ohio.
he ain't really from Akron.
Bro.
He's from
He from a kid from Akron.
He's from Ohio.
Akron, baby.
Bronny probably never stepped foot in Akron. That's the trenches. Let's just be real.
I mean, USC not in the most nicest area either.
Yeah, but when you got a 5.9 NIL deal, he's good.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
And you got a billionaire dad, so you know he got security now.
He definitely won't be in a dorm room. Bronny James will.
He's gonna be in the dorm room. He's gonna have the college experience. Though it's 1 year. Remember,
You think he's only gonna stay 1 year? What if the NIL deals are coming?
Still, he's projected a top 20 pick as of right now.
And the way LeBron's playing, he could play another 3-4 years and wait till his son gets into the league.
Don't get me wrong. Do I believe LeBron can play another 3-4 years? Yes, but I think we're gonna see him do what Tom Brady did. Not milk it, and I think he wants to go off and still as like a top 10 player. He don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to go off and just have like a ceremonial last season and he's giving you 8 points a game. Nah, he's
like
still
what? Like Paul Pierce.
Like with Paul Pierce. Like.
You ain't getting no tour. They don't love you.
You're not Kobe. You ain't Kobe.
That's legendary. I love Draymond Green.
Became a Hall of Famer right then and there.
Yeah. But Elvis, you took your vacation to DR. Now it's my turn. We're gonna soak the sun up a little bit, get some rays. Thank you, brother. That's gonna do it for this Monday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys in a few days. Please follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at the Dream Wager. Follow our YouTube page at the Dream Wager as well. Please subscribe, rate, review. You can find all of our podcasts wherever you get your podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Like I said, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.